Hi, and welcome to another live gaming streaming video. And today's video is, well, it's a bit of a sad one, really. And I think I think the DS is dead for me, anyway. Um, I've been a long fan of the Nintendo DS. I've got my DSi XL here, which I play all my DS games on. And it's been a bit of a journey for me. I've been a big fan of the DS ever since it came out. Um, but I think it's just lost its appeal. I don't know whether I've been spoilt, maybe, because I've been down the 3DS route. That really didn't ignite me. It wasn't until the Vita came along and I got into that, and then I've got the Switch Lite, and I think maybe I've just moved on in terms of gaming. I use this a lot. I use it for playing like Game Boy ROMs on, and I use it for playing my DS games. And it is a great console for that. Let's get me wrong. The platform is fantastic. It's a real sad sort of coincidence that the DS turns 20 this year. The whole DS platform has been around for 20 years, and while it's really sort of DS hardcore holdouts that still play the DS, I suppose. The rest of the world has moved on a bit, and the DS was never up there, sort of hardware wise, with the rest of the world. In true Nintendo style, they bring out this console that focuses more on its uniqueness, its gameplay, and its battery life rather than raw power. And 20 years on, it's shown its age. I mean, there are some fantastic games on the DS, which I'm sure I will pick up and have a little bash on every so often. So you've got things like New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, fantastic game. Um, Mario Kart DS is one of the best versions of Mario Kart you can get. For a very long time, I thought it was better than Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS. And yeah, they're fantastic. And then you've got, well, GTA Chinatown Wars is fantastic. Kirby Mass Attack is a game that I'm about three quarters of the way through, but I've just lost, I think, the passion for the DS range. I don't. There's nothing I can really say. I just think that I've moved on a bit. Um, there's a huge leap between the DS range, and then you've got the Vita and the Switch, which sort of bang out these AAA home style titles in portable format rather than a DS version. So the DS did what it did. It was a portable games console. It had this touch screen. You could do all these other whizzy things on it. But if there was ever a game that was released for a home console and then the DS was a completely different version, or it was so cut down, it was ridiculous. Um, I'm just trying to think. Things like Burnout games looked absolutely dire on the DS platform. Assassin's Creed on the DS is, I don't even think it's a 3D. I think it's a sideways scrolling type um, game. Yeah, I've fallen out of favour. I've fallen out of love with the DS, and it's no reflection on it. I just think I've moved on. I'm 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 playing my PS Vita far more, and the Switch. Well, that is my main console. It's a little sad, really, because I've spent such a long time talking about the DS on this channel, hundreds of videos on the DS and the 3DS platform, repairing them, fixing them, telling you what's gone wrong with them. I bought some smashed DSs and fixed them up and got them going. But I think I was more interested in the hardware in the last few years than I was actual games. at one point, I think I must have had about 20 different DS models, which I really didn't play that much. And it's now whittled down. I even had like a 3DS and a new 3DS XL, which I didn't own for very long because it lost its appeal. The 3DS platform, while it brought more modern games and more capabilities in 3D, that too was a cut down. Anything that was released somewhere else when it was put on the 3DS, it just seemed very cut down, with the exception of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, I think, because that was released on the 3DS and the Wii U and the Switch, and the 3DS version was the best one. But other than that, the 3DS, I really didn't get into playing that very much. I mean, it was a great leap from the DS. I mean, with the 3D side and the more powerful side of it, racing games, they look a lot better than they did on the DS, but they still paled in comparison to other platforms, like the PSP and the Vita. I think the Vita is is the console that did it for me. It showed you what a portable system could do. So then I moved on to the Switch Lite, and even my Vita has taken a bit of a backseat from that. The Switch Lite is amazing. I'm playing all these modern games with absolutely stunning graphics. Anything from Bulletstorm and the Crisis series and Kirby and the Forgotten Land, fantastic, and they just look amazing. And I think I've spent the last sort of year on the Vita and the Switch so much that when I went back to the DS, I really just saw how rough it looked and how 2D and how child friendly the console was. And I quite like the more mature element of the Vita and the Switch. I mean, the Vita was a portable PlayStation, and I remember playing Mortal Kombat on it, and it was insane. It was just an adult console in your hand. And the Switch, while still Nintendo and while very family friendly, there are some amazing mature titles on the Switch. Like I said, I've been playing Bulletstorm and Crisis, and I've got all the Dooms, and I just bought the Serious Sam collection. And so, yeah, for me, I think it's the end of an era. The DS is dead to me. I mean, I'm going to keep it. It's a great console, but I just don't see myself playing it. I haven't played it for quite some time, and I went travelling recently and wanted some portable console to take with me, so I took this, regretted it, and well, yeah, so this is a sad video. I'm going to say pretty much goodbye to this little beast. I mean, this might be a little beast, but it's the XL model, and you can hear that. Yeah, so after hundreds of videos on this channel and about 20 years of me playing the DS, I think it's finally reached the end of its course. I mean, I'm not knocking it, but this is a great console for playing other platforms on. This is a modded DSi LL, so I can play all my Game Boy games and Super Nintendo, but then I can do that on the Vita. The one thing that goes for the DS is its battery life. That you cannot beat battery life with any other console. You've got the Vita, which lasts about 6 hours, the Switch Lite, which lasts about 6 hours, and then you've got something like the DSi XL, which you can push 15 to 20 hours out of. Same with the DS Lite. So that is some of the reason that I take these with me, and the robustness, which I spoke about in the previous live stream. You could easily, if you're going out on a day trip, just make sure something like this is fully charged, or a DS Lite, and you don't even need to take a charger with you. You don't even need to take a case because it's a super portable. But it's not just about that, it's about what games you want to play on it, and These days, I just don't want to play any games on a DS anymore. I've been spoilt. I've moved on, and yeah. So I'm going to end this video here because, well, it's a sad day and it's a sad era for me. The DS is pretty much dead to me. I've moved on, and to be fair, I'm a bit of a holdout. I think most people gave up on the DS a long, long time ago. But yeah, the DS is dead to me. Link, like, subscribe, and watch my other videos. Enjoy.